Hello guys, welcome to Crypto Miners Twitter Space. My name is Mary and I will be your host. Also, anything that we talk about in here is for educational purpose only and should not be taken as a financial advice. And you must do your own research as always. And with that said, today we have a project presentation from Virtue Alliance. And I think we have some people here. Maybe, let's see, who is from Virtue Alliance in here? Do we have Mr. Zach, Mr. Sam, and Bo here?
Hey guys.
Sammy, hi.
Hey, hello. Nice to be
Hey,
here.
maybe you can point me to the other ones so
Just
we
a
can
moment.
unmute the right people.
Just a moment. We will get everybody, the whole team on board in just a moment.
Well, welcome, Sammy. You're one of the developers of Virtual Alliance, I think.
Yep, I'm one of the lead devs here. Let's just wait for the other guys to get on before we start. I think they should be
Yes.
here any moment now.
Let's see. Zach, PD, and Bo. How's the weather where you are, Sammy?
Yeah, it's pretty good here actually. Actually, it's pretty wintry. It started snowing just yesterday. However, by today, all the snow is melted. So I was hoping for a white Christmas. However, maybe we won't get one this year.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Eastern Europe currently. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm in Sweden. We have snow here too, but it's
Oh,
melting
you
today.
have snow. Oh, awesome, awesome. Is it really cold in Sweden? I heard there was like very low temperatures like this recent
Yeah,
week.
last week we had like -15, but now
Yeah.
it's +2 again, so it's like really weird weather. Weird, weird. I also wanted a white Christmas. We'll see. It's melting now.
Yeah, last Christmas, like there was barely any snow where I celebrated, so I'm really hoping that this one's gonna be the one.
Yeah, it's boring with just dark Christmas, right? Instead of white Christmas. So I see we have Bo in here. We have
Yep.
P
Hi.
He is
Can you
also
guys hear
here,
me?
yeah.
PYXD.
Yeah, hello guys.
Hi, hi, welcome, guys. Are
Hey,
we
hey.
waiting for
Yeah.
still one other, Mr. Sack? Maybe we can't
Here's like
find him.
-20 up, like up north there, right now in Sweden.
-20. Oh yeah, I'm a bit south.
That's nice.
Are you in Sweden, Bo?
Nah, but my girlfriend's Swedish, so I visit up north, like around Umeå quite a bit.
Ah, okay, yeah, Umeå. That's that's pretty high up. That's always cold up there in the winter, I mean. So, should we start or should we wait for Zach? You are already four people here, so maybe you can.
I think he'll be here like in the next maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes at most.
Okay.
Like he's our top guy, so let's wait for
Let's wait for the top guy then.
him.
Yeah, you have to tell me where you're from, everyone, then, while we wait for him.
Oh yeah, I'm from Singapore actually.
Oh, Singapore. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's not so much snow there, is it?
Nah, it's just the same weather, summer basically year round.
Same old, every day. Isn't that
Pretty
boring?
much. I
No
mean, it's
seasons?
always fun to go to somewhere like Sweden just to experience like the seasons for once.
Yeah. Oh, ZP is Zach, maybe. Sorry, Zach, I didn't see you there. Oh, welcome everyone is here now. We have 4 people from Virtual Alliance, guys, here to present their project to us. So, well, maybe we should just introduce you a little bit, everyone, first. Maybe say a few words about yourself and why you are in crypto or how long
Yeah,
and how you came to start with this project.
yeah, perfect. So, hello everyone. I've been in the cryptocurrency or now what we call the Web3 space for about 8 years. So 2013, 14 is when I started my journey here. I have a background in uh, SaaS sales, so working in enterprise companies in sort of the traditional Web2 space, starting up teams. I'm in Australia, so within sort of the Australian and Asian regions, and obviously brought on board these fantastic fellows, Sammy, PD, and Bo, to help sort of build up this sort of virtual alliance. And where that started from was actually as a guild in 2018, specifically within Axie. And from there, we started to see the ability to create a platform to help one players realize their sort of performance and increase the potential of earnings that they can make through data and analytics and having a platform that actually they can go over to multiple games from. Um, but yeah, generally speaking, that's just come from us starting a guild probably pre YGG and pre Merit Circle days before I think guilds were even a thing or a term. Um, so yeah, we've sort of started to develop and raise this year and working with some big brands like Animoca and Contours and things like that to help get this up and running. Uh, but yeah, Sammy, PD, Bo, do you guys want to give me a bit of intro about yourselves?
Sure. Well, my name is Sammy, as most of you already heard. I've been working in IT for the past 10 years in the banking and automotive sectors. I've worked a couple of years as a data architect in the World Bank as well. And ever since 2016, I've gotten into blockchains, firstly with mining, and then started with software and ecosystem development, and worked on different NFT projects, and currently working full time for Virtual Lands. Yep. Maybe PD, you want to go next?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey guys, can you hear me actually?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Yes, we hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So yeah, I'm PD. I've been a software engineer for about 8 years, I think. Yeah, now almost 9. Uh, I've been in crypto since 2014, 15. Mining. This was the the first thing we actually did together with Sam. So yeah, I've worked in several big industries, uh, automotive, banking, and so on. And yeah, after that, we started working with Virtual Alliance to try and provide a bridge between the Web 2 and Web 3 worlds.
Very good. And we have one more. Oh,
Bo, go ahead, my friend.
Yep. Hi. Yeah, my name's Bo. So I'm from Singapore. Been in crypto for since about like 2016, 2017, and largely just been operating independently throughout the time. But around, like early last year, this year, I mean late last year, early this year, got really into GameFi and just hopped into it. And some of the guys I knew were starting projects, so just want to get involved. And that's how basically I ended up in Virtual Lines. Basically, yeah, just doing like operations here and just help building our ideas and stuff like that, making sure, supplementing everybody and making sure everything works great in terms of our workflow. But yeah,
very good. Thank you so much, guys. And it's always nice to hear a little bit from the team, I think, and it's good that you are so many here. So we know it's like you know each other and you talk with each other. That's good to know. And can we maybe now have a little short introduction of the project itself, like an elevator pitch or something? Maybe
Yeah, so
that's you, Sam.
yeah, look, Virtual Alliance, as I briefly touched on, uh, it's built obviously to bridge the gap between sort of where Web3 gaming is now and where we want to go with Web2 gaming. So, you know, a big problem area that is occurring within this industry is the complexities of having to get into a game if you want to play multiple games, going and needing to sign up on a different wallet, sign different contracts. Then you earn assets that are very difficult to sort of move around. And, you know, like everyone has experienced in the crypto industry, getting that money, say, into a bank account to use in the real world is always difficult. So Virtual Alliance, yes, well, it was built for players and you know people to actually lease NFTs and go into a game without having that financial burden of having to purchase the NFT. There's also some really cool features involved in that as well, where it comes into so bridging off the platform into say a bank account, looking at sort of your data and how you're performing within that certain game, but you know, also being able to quickly go between different titles as well, all within a single platform. Yeah, that's something that yeah, when you look at the sort of Web2 or traditional gaming sense, is something that is very easy to do, right? If you're a computer gamer, you can open up Steam, you can go and play any sort of game on that Steam network and quickly and easily go through and play different titles. If you look at sort of console gaming, that's the same now. Yeah, PlayStation, Xbox, that's all done through digital downloads and just a dashboard where you can go and click over to a different game and start playing and load up and go in. So it's really to create a frictionless experience for players.
Great. So this is not out there yet, right? We don't have similar platform
Not
yet, so it's
not from what we've
probably
seen.
well needed.
Yeah, that's what like I've started to notice. Obviously, we've got very good relationships with other guilds out there. Yeah, Avocado DAO is one of them, a very large guild that we have a very good relationship with, and this is something that they're very interested in what we're building. But if you look at a lot of the other, if you call them guild management platforms, a lot of them are focused on sort of one area, which is either the owner, so someone like myself, or the developers who, you know, you can manage it from your perspective, but the players are still going through that same experience, right? They're still maybe in a Discord chat, they're requesting sort of payouts or things like that through sort of Discord channels, and still needing to follow that traditional sense of going to the Axie website, you know, logging in, signing a contract. If they want to go play, you know, a different game that's out there, going and following that same process. Whereas what we're developing and you know, it's fairly close to this alpha release is something that yeah, a player can be self-managed. There's no entity like myself or needing to go in and say approve assets that are going to them. They can essentially log in, create their credentials within the platform, and then go from there to start playing. And we can just come in from a support perspective. You know, if someone's getting stuck with something or they have requests, that's where the sort of DAO aspect comes in. So, you know, if people want to go into new games or put a vote up to go, you know, for us to partner with someone else, that's where we come in and do the work. But it's pretty much a self-managed platform. And then, you know, some of the cool things Bo's creating on top of that around sort of quest lines and campaigns, and you know, people can earn experience from playing within the platform and then going to certain raffles to win prizes, things like that.
So you're basically gathering lots of play to earn games on your platform that people can easily find them.
Yep.
And also get help to
exactly
how to play them. Are you going to like post videos and how to do
yeah
stuff also?
Definitely. So I'm glad you brought that up. One of the things that we've gotten what some of our more trusted or most trusted players to do is create training content as well, right? So someone can actually, who's never played let's use Axie Infinity being the sort of big pinup child of Web3 gaming. If you've never played that before, it can be a bit daunting to learn it, and you wanting to start earning as quickly as possible within those sorts of games. So before they go into the game, there's training videos available within our platform for them to watch and learn, and from there they can start leasing the NFTs and going in. So that's one part. We want to start developing that out more and more, so we can create sort of a social network within the platform as well, where people can put up training content themselves. Even looking at things like creating a Twitch sort of thing where people can stream what they're doing and upload it. So we have lots of...
I wanted to ask that. Through streaming, like you can see live when other people are playing maybe, or also maybe you're hosting some contests or
exactly
tournaments
is the first thing. So when we're developing, we obviously we all sit down. That you already mentioned that we speak pretty much every day, and we want to focus on the sort of the core features of these products. Otherwise, development will take a lot longer. So we've got our core features we're building out initially for the version 1, but version 2, version 3, so on and so forth, will keep developing and become something that is incorporating a lot of these things like streaming services within it. Tournaments is something that we've already got that we're wanting to build out and host tournaments within sort of virtual alliance as a guild, but also go and invite other guilds, YGG or Merit Circle, to bring their players in, and people can compete against some of the best players in the world. And then my sort of great idea as well is getting some sort of esports players in there and being for them to be able to actually provide content to players, and then using their data, track their data and how they're performing and what they're doing, that gives them that edge, and then people can come in and learn from the best.
That's great. So let's go through how it works. Let's say I am very new to this. I want to start gaming, and I find the Virtue Alliance DAO. And do I need to buy some tokens to enter, or what's required?
No. So as soon as you want to come on, so if you want to be part of the guild, you essentially sign up via our website. That would initially go through just a Discord verification. So once the platform's live, we'll have all the email verifications and everything, so we know there's not bots and things coming into the platform. And then from there, you can select a manager to be assigned to. That manager is essentially the person that will approve all your NFT requests, make sure that you're prepared to come in and play and understand what you're doing. And then from there, you just finish the training content.
Like a mentor.
A mentor, manager, sort of thing. So they're just essentially managing the sort of requests that you're going to put out for those NFTs, approve and accept.
And do you also check that they are on the same time zone and stuff like that then?
Yeah, so we have all that inbuilt into it. So the people are actually going to be their locations and stuff they can input into the platform. So their country, so that we understand that they are in the same time zones. The workflow that typically happens is they typically bring in their friends and people they know, and they have their communities within themselves. So, you can imagine myself wanting to be a manager, I would bring in Bo, PD, Sammy. We all will speak and go through that together. And then from there, you essentially just need to complete the initial trainings, which can take 5, maybe 10 minutes max, and you're good to start playing and earning.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so you can also build your own little groups within the platform.
Definitely.
And invite friends and...
Definitely.
And also like maybe say no to some people that you don't know that's trying to join your group? Or...
Yeah, so you always have the ability to reject people. We want to give the person who's managing that team or mentoring that team the ability to have that choice. We always promote that it's involved community, right? Like we want people to also bring in people they may not know who are interested. So there are incentives in place for managers to have a larger team. But yeah, they have the freedom to pick it. And they also have things like referral links. So if they want to go create teams from Discord groups or yeah, Twitter, for instance, they can go put up their referral link,
Okay.
and go in and do that. And, that's something that we're looking at how to, we can obviously track someone who's got top referrals, right? So for us, we can award those people who are going and, getting the word of Virtual Alliance out there, but creating bigger teams. And then we'll have sort of team-based tournaments. So we'll have tournaments specifically for just teams that are part of Virtual Alliance, and they can go up against each other and have a bit of a fun competition and win some prizes.
Cool. But you do have a DAO as well. I mean, you are a DAO, or
Yeah,
that's how you work.
yeah. So the DAO will come in obviously once the token's released, and people that do have that token will then be able to stake it, and also depending on the experience that they're earning within the platform, will give a sort of weighted proposal vote. So, the more tokens that you've got staked, plus the more experience you've got within the platform, meaning we're not just getting people who are coming and buying the token and staking them, who then own that rule of governance. People with more experience points that they've earned within Virtual Alliance can hold just as much weight. And then we can put up sort of proposals for games that they want to go into, maybe features and things like that as well. And we can have that vote within the DAO.
So it's not just for the rich people to come in and sweep up all the tokens and then can decide over the game. So if I'm just a poor player, not so much money, I can play myself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same position.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we want to have that fair weight against that's what Web3 was really built on, right? Is this ability to have a shared, I guess, voice and a sort of fair go. Doesn't matter sort of your financial position, right? So I think what we're having a really key eye on is not just someone, like you said, someone who's got a few $1 million and wants to buy up a bunch of tokens and start proposing where Virtual Alliance goes. We think the majority of people that are actually using the platform day to day should have the most amount of power in those sort of votes, right? Because they're the ones who are going to be the most affected by these decisions.
Yeah, they know how it works.
Exactly.
And so on.
Exactly.
So are you going to have then a minimum maximum wallet size
What
on your tokens?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, can you buy, how much can you buy with one wallet?
So we won't have sort of.
Is there a limit?
No, there won't be limits. It's just creating the right, I guess, algorithms and threshold, like the weight between what, the experience that's earned, and what's coming in, and we can always bucket those into sort of different categories as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when is the launch of your token? Has that been already?
No, so we're based on what the current market conditions are. So we're looking to do that probably end of Q1 or Q2 the launch. But I think this really goes into something that I've observed, and I'm sure Bo, Sammy, and PD as well have probably observed it in our time in crypto, is there's a lot of projects that will release a token, but they don't have a product yet. And that's absurd to me, right? When you're coming from this, I come from a traditional tech space, right? You do your round, your seeds rounds, you go raise some capital. You do that by having a product that you can show to those investors. And then you build and you bring out a product and you go to that market and you start getting consumers to use the product. And then from there, you maybe go to a series A, B, C, and then you eventually become public, right? People can buy shares in that company. And they do that because they've got a product that's live and people are using it, and the company's trusted with that product. I feel Web3 had this point probably after the ICO phase in 2017, where people could raise a lot of capital from the public, but not have a product yet. And they were using that money that's then being raised from the public to go and build this project based off a white paper. And those things can be extremely complex, as I'm sure the developers have realized to build. They're not things that you can spin up in a week or 2 weeks, right? So one thing that we've got a very, I guess, keen focus on is we will release the product first, which is alpha coming probably January to our current guild, and then we'll go into a beta. So timelines will go how we're positioning them. End of sort of March is when we can start having that version 1. Once that product's out there, people are using it, people are seeing Virtual Alliance, then we start to go to that public sale of the token. I think that's something that personally should be happening more in this space, right? Because that's how we can start building trust for what's being built in Web3.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because if you can't put some of your own money into your own project, then how can I trust you
exactly
with my money?
Exactly, right? Like we've all been you've seen what's happening with sort of FTX and how funds get used. And I was part of the ICO phase massively in 2017, and like I said, you could build up a white paper in a day, create a token in another day, and go to a public sale, but you actually haven't built anything yet. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And then
it's
a vision, right? It's a vision and dream, right? And everyone's going to have them, but I think that's one thing that we want to execute first. The public can see that we're executing on an idea. We've got a product that's built. It's there, it can be used, it's legitimate. And then we start to go, hey, we want to go public, right? We want to have you as token holders and start having the say of what happens with this company as we start moving into the future, 5, 10, 15 years down the line.
So how can people participate now then? Do you have like a group on Discord and Telegram that people can join?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a Telegram group, which we can put up into the Crypto Miners Telegram. But if you go to the website, the virtualalliance.io website.
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah.
Together we win, it says.
Yeah. So down the bottom, there's a join the Alliance button. And then if you click that will push you to the Discord channel initially, and go through sort of the verification process there. And that's our sort of, main funnel of users that once it's live, we'll start pushing out like, hey, here's the live instance, start coming in here, and having communications through Discord and Telegram. But on the building side, and
right to
the point. Discord. And the at the top there you'll see sort of Gojo, which is the name of the platform itself. So that's to have some information. Just
Gojo.ai.
Yeah.
The industry's single source of truth for gamified data and analytics. So what kind of data and analytics are you going to provide to the users then?
So one thing we want to obviously start getting is the community data and player data from all the different titles. And obviously then once we start building out the sort of version 2 of Insights, understanding sort of when players are logging on, which games are upcoming in the market, what NFTs are upcoming in the market as well. And generally just sort of playing data. So a lot of conversations sort of in the works at the moment with different game IPs and our partners as well to start getting off-chain data as well that people can see.
And how does games come onto this platform then? You only work with those who are like listed on your platform, or with other games as well, or how does it work?
So games can have those conversations with us if they want to be sort of a partner within the guild model, and we can start bringing in the NFTs. But something that Bo is building out as well is games being able to actually market quest lines themselves on our page or on our website, so they can. Bo can probably elaborate a bit more, but obviously people can set up a certain amount of quests. Maybe it's play this game 5 times or follow their Twitter and bring them on. So we're helping them actually get a user base and not actually have to be part of inside the platform itself. So we have sort of 2 different models, but those conversations typically happen through our partners like Animoca. They have a massive portfolio of different game IPs. So we have our internal chats with these game providers, and the biggest problem we have at the moment is obviously games being live. If they're not live, there's not much work we can do with them. So 2023 is when we'll start seeing a growing number of game titles come onto the platform as well, once they're closer to sort of launching.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something, Bo? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So to elaborate a little bit on the whole Questlines thing, essentially what it's gonna be is a sort of like a interactive platform where game developers and whoever that wants to promote their projects or games or whatever can basically meet as the meeting ground for them between players on our platform. So you can sort of think about it similar to platforms like Galaxy or like Layer 3, but where it's like but we're gonna put a bigger emphasis when it comes to interactiveness because our main goal is to sort of bring this service to like GameFi primarily, and that's basically gonna include things like what Zach was saying with game interactions and stuff like that, play 5 games or whatever. As long as we have access to their APIs or like a GraphQL, if they're like a on-chain game, we should be able to track most of that, and games would be able to like basically give rewards to players that they want to set, and we would set up like whole campaigns and quest lines and stuff like that. So even if they aren't like officially a partner, even if they aren't like an officially partnered game, they would still be able to like bring experiences to our players.
That's great. I mean, when I read on your website now under the gojo.ai, there's something called Trend Spotter. You're going to help people find the games that are most beneficial or trending at the moment, and
yeah, that's the plan. Sammy or Petey, do you want to elaborate on this a bit more, or want me to take it?
I think you should explain what we are doing essentially as an idea, and then maybe we can like sprinkle on the technical aspect of it.
Beautiful. Yeah, so that's one thing that we're looking to do as we're having these sort of conversations with just the whole market. A lot of that information in terms of picking a trend and understanding sort of what's upcoming comes from data that is off chain, right? So understanding sort of how often people are coming in and actually interacting with that site or purchasing sort of NFTs or doing a bunch of different things. So one of the things that we're actually going into is having these conversations to get that set of data, partnering with that game and bringing that data in, and then people can understand sort of where these trends are emerging, as well as based on regions or locations or the certain chain that's sort of upcoming as well, because that's sort of an ever changing landscape.
Yeah, and essentially from a technical standpoint, what we will be building behind that would be in the data world is what you would call a data warehouse, where we would gather this as ZP pointed out, centralized data, which I want to add on that it's not really publicly available to people. Like every person with a laptop and a bit of programming knowledge can scrape the blockchain and create some on-chain reports. For example, the number of unique wallets playing a certain Web3 game, or in total how many unique wallets are there that participate in the Web3 gaming community. However, that's not really an accurate metric in terms of actual people playing the games and how many hours they spend and what do they actually do in these games. And this will be because of the very big speculation that's going on in all of the crypto markets. Like there's at least like half of the traffic that's going on and I'm being very like generous here, but at least half of the traffic that's going on in the NFT sector, in the GameFi as well, is based on purely on speculation, and it's not really representative of how the actual what are the actual Web3 games doing, how are people playing them, how much time are they spending playing them, like how much are they earning, etc., etc. And like our goal here is to like as ZP mentioned, like build these partnerships with the games that we are working with and collect data from them and from their operations. And if they haven't set up like adequate data collection, like help them actually do that and collect all of this data and provide like these trends based on what people were doing and how the actual how is actually the Web3 gaming community going really outside of the on-chain metrics. So this is the idea here.
Great. So that's probably very helpful then for the people who play and find maybe their favorite game. Well, also their favorite earning game where you can earn the most maybe, and
Yeah,
also where everyone else is going.
from the perspective of the users, they could find which games are profitable and which games are trending and which games get like essentially if a game comes out, they'd be able to see it. And if that game attracts like a bunch of people coming to play with, they could be like, oh, okay, so here's this new title, and there's like 1,000 new people joining to play it daily, and they could like run the math, and for a month, it's like 30,000 new players, so they could be like,
Are you,
okay, yeah.
as a player or user, are you also going to be able to write a review about the game or the experience with the game?
Yes, ZP, do you want to answer
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
rate the
Sorry,
game.
I realized my mic was on mute and I started talking. Yeah. So that's something definitely that we've been considering as well, and yeah, we have those discussions with our partner games as well to understand if that's something they want to
Or
be.
is it
Obviously,
only data who's gonna like be provided to see like this game is played by so many more than this game, and
yeah, data to initially, and then we can go back. We want to go back to our partners and understand sort of if they want us to start bringing them sort of reviews that are coming up from it, and understand how far we want to push into sort of the review space. Initially, it's purely data, and I think data is the most valuable. But once we have these discussions with our partner games, and I'm sure they're going to want to get good reviews as well, but they also need to be prepared for sort of maybe poor reviews of games.
So are you also, which kind of games are you going to welcome into this platform? Every game that's developed, or is it going to be like a certain standard or a certain
There has to be a certain standard, I think. There's games out there that, if you're looking at sort of even the tokenomics model or things like that, they aren't in favor of either the players or communities sometimes. We have strong relationships, like I mentioned, with Animoca. We have the direct sort of portfolio into all of their games. So they, helping out our sort of Animoca family is our front of mind. But obviously just the quality, right? They have to have good quality games. They have to have a strong understanding of sort of tokenomics design, obviously, because that helps incentivize the players and people we're bringing into their game. But generally, anything that's fun to play, right? Like I think for the Web3 gaming space to properly be propelled forward, it can't just be about earnings, right? Like,
so users are gonna like trust you to find good quality projects and games. So no scam projects and stuff. You're gonna check on them and
yeah, exactly. So the no scam projects. We have a lot of an advisory team as well that have a huge experience in project vetting as well. So we go through these sort of conversations and various filters to understand them. The first release of games that are coming out on the platform, ones like Guild of Guardians. We have close ties to sort of Immutable because I'm based in Australia. Immutable is an Australian-based company. We have those conversations in person. We understand where they're building, the team behind them, the amount of thought process that's gone into them from developing. Obviously, Illuvium is another really big upcoming game that has a massive amount of potential to really help propel this gaming space forward, and Nine Heroes as well. So there's no genre of game. They obviously just need to have not be a scam and be fun to play, and that's something that we can consider them. They also need to have that community behind them that helps us do that vetting process, right? But yeah, there's no real genre per se that we'll go into. I think anything that's just enjoyable to play and having a vast array of different genres means people will be able to jump in between. Sometimes I want to play an RPG style game. Sometimes I want to play a first person shooter or a battle royale.
The variety.
Variety is good.
So, but who's going to choose which game can join then? Is that where the DAO comes in as well, or?
Yeah, so that will be part of the DAO process. So we'll have our 3 or 4 maybe games that we have vetted and understand. Okay, these are good quality projects. Put that up to a vote from the DAO to say, okay, which one do we want to come into? Maybe we're going to go into all 4 of them, but one needs to be first, and that focus needs to be on that. So being able to put that up to the DAO and understand where they want to go. We can also do votes that maybe we haven't picked a game. Maybe there isn't any games on our radar at the moment, but we want to understand what the community is interested in. What do they want us to go and partner with?
Exactly.
And put that up. So it's there's has to be a process in place, obviously, to vet quality projects and separate the good from the bad. But we obviously want to get the community to put their vote in and understand what they want to play. Otherwise, it's just us picking games and assuming people want to play them. So it's important to have the conversations with everyone.
Yeah, it's important to check in with the users what they like and what they don't
definitely,
like.
Definitely. And I think the easy way to do that is the DAO, right? Like when you've got, say 10,000 people on the Telegram or things like that. It's to get everyone's voice and see and understand what everyone wants to go into can be extremely challenging, especially when we're all, building away and sort of got our head down on a computer. So the easy way is running sort of polls or votes through a DAO aspect. So, while we're going into these initial releases, we're not going to go partner with new games initially, purely because we can focus and build with what we have now. And then once the token release comes and we have the DAO voting and we can go in and start bringing in new partnered games. But I think right now as well, like with the current market conditions and everything going on in the world in crypto, it's just important for us to be building, having conversations with partners, but they're very much conversations to understand where they're at, where we're at, and timelines are going to meet up early 2023. Are you still there?
You can't hear me?
Oh,
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, for a moment we couldn't hear you.
Okay, weird.
I was checking if I'd tapped something again.
No, probably was me. I was asking if there is something else we should go through before we move to some questions from the audience. I see lots of hands up here, and I have some Twitter questions as well.
Look, yeah, no, like there's nothing. I think I've tried to cover everything and give the sort of best description. Guys, is there anything that you want to highlight from your end?
I mean, we have some time at the end. Also, if you don't have to rush away somewhere, we can
it's
take a little bit longer time.
It's late night where I am, so I'm fine. I've got nothing.
Okay. All right. Here's one question about the Gojo. While while going by the website, I came across Gojo, which is gamified data and analytics. What will be the initial cost for using this AI? What are the features of the dashboard and any discounts as of now?
At the
Maybe
moment, yeah,
it's
like
not out yet.
it's not out yet. So it is a good question. That's something that we're understanding, sort of building our pricing structures and models. So that's part of my job and working with sort of our advisory team and what's on the market. So yeah, we want sort of the entry pricing to be accessible to people. What that looks like, yeah, we're still sort of gauging. But there's always going to be sort of discounts that can come in, and people can still access it through sort of various other ways as well. So why I can't give too much information yet, probably for legal reasons on sort of the pricing structures that we've got, and I don't want to give incorrect pricing until we
But
get it
there will be
solidified.
cost
Yeah,
to use the platform.
for the insights stuff, and the data and insights, there will be that cost. You know, doing performance tracking or using it to play, there
Yeah.
won't be a cost. But if you want to go in and do really the heavy AI data tracking and insight stuff, then yeah, there will be a cost for that.
Okay, cool. Another question here is, the goal at Virtual Alliance is for anyone to seamlessly enroll as a scholar in the play-to-earn economy through our self-service platform. What are the roles you hope to achieve from the scholar? What requirements must a user meet to access as an academic in the play-to-earn economy?
So there's no not be a bot. So get past the email verification, and you can come in and play. So that's fine. I think, like, you know, once you're in, it's really just being active, right? Be active with the community, play games, do the tutorials. Once you've done the tutorials that are there, which again don't take long, you can come in and play.
Great. All right. I think we've never had this many hands up. Let's see if I can
That's good.
find some people in here. I'm going to unmute two people. We have Tommy, and after Tommy, we have Norbert. So Tommy, whenever you are free to speak, you can put your question, please, to the Virtue Alliance team. You have to unmute yourself. Tommy, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
What software products is getting built for gamers and community members, and how will these products help the users?
So I missed just the start of that. What software types did you say?
What software products are getting built for gamers and community members, and how these products are going to help the users?
Yeah, good question. Sammy or Peter, do you guys want to take one of this? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
I didn't catch the gist of the question. Could you like repeat it, bro?
Tommy?
Yeah, he's asking about what software products is getting built for gamers and community members, and how will these products help the users?
Okay, so what we are building is a uh, interactive platform from a user perspective, from a gamer perspective. We are building a platform where any gamer by himself can come in and he can register into the platform, and he'd be able to access NFTs and data for different games. So essentially, from a player's perspective, you could join the platform and find a game that you want to play and join a team who plays that game, and then request request NFT for that game, and when you pass all the trainings and all the required stuff that you need to do before you get approved for those NFTs, then you could potentially get them, if you meet all the requirements, and then you could start playing the game of your choice, and then at some point, it's expected that you might also start earning from that play to earn title. So we're building a platform that would encompass that whole process from the perspective of the gamer and also from the perspective of the people who are managing this operation. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you for your question, Tommy. Norbert, what is your question?
Hello, good everyone.
Hello.
I'm audible. Good everyone. Hello.
We can hear you. Yes.
Hello.
We can hear you.
How are you, Norbert?
I wanted to know, will Vital DAO have governance and staking features, and also what are the various ways to earn VA tokens? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I can take this. So, do you want to repeat just the first part of that question for me?
Okay, I said, will Vital DAO have governance and staking features? Governance and staking features.
Yep.
And various ways to earn VA tokens.
Yeah. Okay. So, obviously, the VA tokens will be the first and foremost for you to be able to stake into the governance. So, apart from obviously purchasing the tokens off, say, an exchange, there will be the ability to earn them through, say, tournaments, completing certain quest lines that will be available within the platform, as well as sort of raffles and things that go out. So, we're going to have a marketplace aside from, say, the NFTs, where people that have earned enough XP within VA then can go and say get raffle tickets, and within that might be a sort of a prize to win VA tokens as well, which then they can go and stake.
Sorry, how do you generate revenue?
How do we generate revenue?
Yes.
Yeah, so through the guild model, obviously there's a percentage that comes back to us, sort of taking on the financial liability of the NFTs itself, and then also through the insights and analytics thing that will be coming out as well. So there will be exclusive access to, say, people that are part of the guild model itself, but we will also have features or sort of plans for someone that investors, people who don't want to play games, they might be purely NFT flippers, for instance, and they want to go get data and insights into these games or NFT projects. So they will have a subscription model for them. But the large revenue driver comes from guilds, the guild perspective. So people coming in, playing the games, and a small percentage is then flowed back into Virtual Alliance.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for answering my questions.
No problem. Thank you for the question.
I unmuted you, Flash, if you have a question for the team.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much for bringing me to speak. Am I audible?
Yes, a little bit in and out, so please stay close to the microphone.
Okay. My question is, what are the requirements? What do I need to satisfy in order to become part of your DAO? And secondly, I wanted to know, what plan do you have in place in order to increase the demand of your token?
Yeah, so obviously being part of the DAO can be as simple as like staking into it or earning VA XP. We're also looking at sort of how to create minted NFTs based off the completion of sort of tutorial quests, things like that. So that will give people the ability to have a vote in the DAO. Obviously, as I mentioned to Mary, right, we want to have a greater weight of DAO voting rights to people who are using the platform more. So the more XP you're earning and the higher level you have within the platform gives you a greater weight of vote as well. I didn't get the end of that question though. It was a little muffled. Do you want to repeat anything that I haven't answered?
What plan do you have in order to increase the demand of your token in future?
Yeah. Okay. So look, to increase demand of it is obviously something that comes from building up incentives to own it. So that can be exclusive access into, say, games on an alpha phase. Could be into going into exclusive tournaments or having a greater ability to release some more lucrative NFTs within it. So they're things that we're looking into how to best manage it and what gives the players the ability without needing to invest a lot into sort of the token aspect. We want to have a balance there. But there's NFTs that are extremely lucrative, which we own. And obviously to be able to get those more lucrative NFTs, there needs to be some sort of gateway, right? So that can be done through having VA tokens staked again. But there's a few different mechanisms, but a lot of it can be done through sort of our partnerships that we have with other games as well. And if you look at it from a traditional aspect, people want to buy shares based off the revenue that is being generated from the business, right? That's how you look at, say, a profitable company you want to buy shares in. So very similar, that same outlook should be looked at when you look at a Web3 company, right? Don't go buy a token that doesn't have strong revenue models, doesn't have strong partners, isn't building something that is being used regularly. So while we can create features that will incentivize people to buy it, when you're looking at a token or an investment, it's obviously you want it to increase in price, and how token will increase in price naturally, market cap and how much revenue we're generating into the business through our platform. One thing that we're really excited about is the partnership we have with Com2Us. Now, a lot of people haven't heard of them. They're probably the oldest game developer globally. So they've got 100 million players on just one mobile app that they've developed, where they're one of our angel investors. So for us, it's we can bring over players into it, increase our revenue model, which will increase our market cap, which increases the price of our token, which, if you're looking at it from an investment opportunity, means that there's potential that will be increasing as well. So that itself is an incentive to want to purchase it, but obviously having features built into the platform that are going to obviously make people want to go purchase that token so they can get access to these certain, whether it's features or exclusive access to a game, exclusive access to tournaments, or video content from esports players, things like that. I hope that answered.
Thank you for your question. I think he dropped off. I don't know. I unmuted JK as well.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
So, firstly, I want to ask that about Gojo, that what is it and what can we do by using this?
Sorry.
That's a pretty large question, and we already went through that a little bit. So maybe you can listen to the recording, JK. Did you have another question?
Okay. So, secondly, I want to know that how many Virtual DAO tokens which are VA to hold, to participate in governance, and to vote in platforms decisions.
So there won't be a limit to it, right? Like you could have one VA token, and go in and actually have that vote. It's obviously then depending on how much weight that vote would have, compared to someone that has 1,000 tokens or is level 50 within the platform, as well. So we're not wanting to paywall the general platform off by or governance by token amounts. You can have as many as you want. It's more the case of then how much that vote is going to say swing a tide.
Yeah, I also like to add that one of the things that we're looking at is also just like I think Zach touched on it a little bit in terms of like levels. So basically, since we have a platform and we're able to track like who our like heaviest users are in terms of actually like once if like enroll onto like our Scholar platform, we're able to determine like who are the actual like power users of our platforms, and from there we could probably do something like giving their vote like a higher weight, even if like they're a little bit low on the token side, just because like they have like they're an actual user of the platform.
Great. Thank you so much, JK, for the question. Should we take one more question? Do you have time, guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. I unmuted someone here now. Lovely. If you have a question.
Hello.
Thank you. My question is this, that do you agree that the power of the community will lead your project to grow globally?
Yeah, like definitely. I think you need to rely on the community, right? I think it's that's a massive part of the Web3 space or NFTs in general, right? The By having a strong community that is spread across multiple continents, allows us to naturally grow. Organic growth is probably the most powerful thing that sort of any project can have. So yeah, like we obviously will rely on the community to bring in more players for themselves or within their team. Mary really touched on a good point at the start where, based on time zones, wanting to have that ability for someone to be managed or have a mentor that is local to them within the gaming space as well. But without a community, I think every Web3 project withers away, right? If there's no community behind it, it can't prosper. It can't grow. So that's obviously our main focus is to keep the community happy and keep it growing naturally.
Great. Thank you, Lovely, for the lovely question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask, there's so much to talk about in this project. It seems a pretty big one, and you haven't launched yet, guys, and you're not super close yet either. There is a few months back, I think. So why don't you come back and talk again with us more closer to the launch? That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'd love to. I think after the sort of Christmas break and everything that's upcoming, and Merry Christmas to all.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the new year, that's something that's sort of everything will start moving a lot faster. I'm excited for our guys to have a bit of a downtime and relax to get their refueled and back on. So, the next 4 to 8 weeks is going to be a big turning point for us into going into this live alpha. One thing we're excited for is to get feedback from the community and people that are going to come into the alpha and use it, and so they help guide us on what else they want to see, what they like, what they don't like, and from there, it's pretty much doing some tweaks and releasing that version 1. And that's something we've already got, right? As we're developing, we see features, or as we have more AMAs, we see features that this will actually be very valuable. When can we fit this into the development pipeline? Is that going to be a V2 thing? Is it a V3, V4? But I think that's important to have clear guides and clear sort of future releases of things as well. So as that alpha comes out, we'd love to come back and have another chat. And as we go into version 2, version 3, I think these sort of AMAs will be a lot more focused on certain, say, features.
Always welcome back here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
With your team. But do you have any sneak peek of the platform so far that people can watch somewhere, or?
I'm actually, so we're finishing off a sprint, and I'm actually going to make up some demo content, which I would love to put out there. So yeah, that's something that I'm actually considering and looking to make as well. We want to show it in its best light, though, right? I think first impressions are very important. So yeah, probably in the next, I don't want to speak over Sammy and Peter being the developers as well, but I think if probably hopefully by the end of the year I can get these sort of light demos and feature shows that are coming out and put them
You
onto there.
should tell us when you tweet about it, or maybe we can put it on our Telegram side as well.
Yeah, definitely,
If
definitely.
we're even allowed to talk about Telegram in here anymore, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Elon Musk might shut us down if we start to.
Elon, are you in here, Elon? What's
Yeah,
going on?
he's always listening. No, I think some of like I know it's not a video, but on the website on the Gojo site page, so those photos and things are literally they're from the product itself. So that is
Oh yeah, I
what
see
is
that now.
that is what the product looks like. They're sort of just still
Okay.
shots that I've taken. But yeah, I think I love sort of making demo content. If you ask Sammy and PD, my most exciting day of the week is when these guys get to do a demonstration to me of current developments. I get very excited. So yeah, I can look to release them, and yeah, we'll get them
Very
onto the
good.
Twitter and Telegram.
And let's just briefly touch on the utility of the token that's coming out as well. You hold the token to be part of the DAO, and what other things can you do or earn with the token? There is a staking pool here, I see also.
Yeah, so staking isn't live obviously until token, but yeah, staking
of
something
course.
that helps obviously bring value and increases sort of the DAO voting rights. But we'll also have, like I said, sort of exclusive tournaments to VA token holders, as well as where they can win other prizes and things like that as well. But the utility is really around not necessarily the access into certain features, but what can be gained from using the platform with you holding tokens. So that's something that we're sort of in the moment is sort of finalizing the full tokenomics model. I think that's a very important part of any business, and then attaching on various utilities to that. But initially thinking of it as sort of a DAO voting, staking, obviously access into or being able to go into certain tournaments. We'll have tournaments that people can go into anyway, as well.
So most of these games will probably have their own native token that you can earn within the game, right?
Yeah.
So are you gonna have collaborate with them so they can choose your token instead if they're on the platform or something like that, or?
Yeah, look, that's something that I'm sort of pushing with Sammy and PD as well, is to do sort of converting or those conversations with the partners as well, to do sort of if they want to earn VA or they want to earn the call if you're going Axie SLP or Axie. But yeah, their conversations are definitely happening. But yeah, doing conversions into VA tokens as well is sort of the first iteration of it. What are your thoughts, Sammy or Petey? Did I overstep the mark there?
Yeah, it's a bit early to create those plans about games using our tokens, but as ZP said, what we are having discussions for is sort of as from a perspective of a gamer, you come and you play some game and you earn some tokens for that game, and then you could choose to essentially receive your earnings in VA token. You could receive your earnings in the native token of that game that you're playing, or you could essentially receive your earnings directly into fiat. So this is our how do you call it, off-ramping solution, basically allowing
To have
people to.
options.
Yeah, we have options, and one of the things that we're discussing, but we still haven't decided whether we should include it as an option or not, is allowing people to create a button that would automatically convert all of your earnings to VA, and then you earn the VA and then automatically stake it. So this will be for the people who are really like believe in the project and are just like owing. But we are still wondering if that's a good option or not. But yeah, about withdrawing, you could do it in the game's native crypto or VA tokens or directly into fiat.
Yes. I see a very interesting question here from Amigo in the chat, and he says, wow, every member is from different countries with different cultures. It's interesting to know how the team was formed. How did you come to like form this team? Were you in another team together earlier, or how did it happen?
Fate. It's like no, so
Fate.
me, no, yeah. So you're right, right. We're all from very different parts of the world. Yeah, I'm in Australia. Sammy and Peter obviously over in Europe, and Bo being in Singapore. I think that's the power of Web3, really. Like it can you can connect on a mutual goal. I am the co-founder, so there is another founder who is a very old friend of mine from school days, actually, and we started in the sort of crypto and blockchain space together in 2013. And he obviously worked with PD and Sammy on this, so that's where the initial connections came in. And Bo, where'd we find you, Bo? So, but
I
yeah,
was just friends with with Daniel, bro.
yeah. Bo is someone that has extremely good knowledge on sort of the Web3 space and the operating perspective of how these businesses operate, which I think is an extremely powerful talent to have. Give me a bit of a compliment there, my friend. But yeah, so we just met through mutual sort of connections and sort of all shared a vision together to create something. And the world we live in now, especially after COVID, you know, being able to connect doesn't matter sort of where you are in the country, as long as you can deal with sort of time zones, which typically work against me because I'm on the call it the arse end of the world. I'm on the sort of worst time zone. So I usually stay up very late, and it's lunchtime for these guys, and we're sort of talking away
You have
via.
to change your day written to European, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, possibly move over to Europe and get on the same time zone is always an option if the wife allows it. But it's
maybe she can come too.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, look, it is something. I think that's the great thing about Web3, right? It doesn't matter where you're located or cultural or anything like that. We all have a shared vision.
Exactly.
And allows us to have conversations globally with people when needed as well. So we just need to get someone in America now. That's the next step.
But are you doxed with each other, or are you doxed out as well?
I'm doxed out. They're pretty much doxed with each other. I think we've all. But yeah, I'm probably the only one that's fully doxed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's like a few of us on LinkedIn, but pretty much that's about it. There's a few of us that's docs, a few that's like just currently just staying private.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think
all right,
people.
So
I was gonna say people typically find me. They put the initials together and see the photo, and I don't know. I've seen some LinkedIn profile views. People find me.
okay, they're findable.
Adding on to what Zach was mentioning, though, it's like, yeah, I think I sold myself short a little bit, but basically, met Daniel through basically hosting like a few think tanks and like crypto research groups and stuff like that. And so, really, is quite similar to just meeting on like a Telegram group, like what you guys have, and just connecting based on that like mutual interest.
Yeah, cool. So I have one last question, and that is, where do you see this project in like 3 to 5 years, if you can dream your vision to us?
If we can dream the vision, I think it's being the Steam for Web3 gaming, right? Like, I'm not sure how many people are sort of aware of that platform, but Steam sort of is the main, I guess, engine that runs a lot of the Web2 computer gaming space. And that's something that we really want to grow to, being sort of that central place for gamers to come and play any title eventually, hopefully, and yeah, just really bring in the next. People aim for the billion. I think the next billion users in Web3 gaming. I think, let's say the next million. That's still a very large number of players. So, in the next 3 to 5 years, we'd love to have a million players on it, and categories upon categories of titles, and essentially be looked at as the go-to place for people to come and enjoy their game.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Dream big.
Exactly right. Shoot for what do they say? Shoot for the stars and land on the clouds.
Yeah, or
say.
the mountain tops or tree tops at least.
Exactly. So we'll start with 1 million users, and then we'll go to 100 million, and then maybe 1 billion then.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Mass adoption happen. But seriously, I think the gaming industry is like on a huge coming when it comes to like crypto, because they have just started to realize that the big gaming platforms are starting to realize the crypto exists and NFTs and
yeah. I think that's the thing, right? Like people are sort of overspending a lot of money on a traditional game to not get anything back from it when you decide to leave that game.
Exactly.
And I think that's natural. People will play games, so maybe certain age groups. I've got a little brother. He loved Fortnite up until he turned a certain age, right? And he sort of just grew out of it, and he's playing a different game now. God knows how much money he spent on Fortnite and things like that, but he's not getting anything back from that game after leaving it, right? So there's that aspect, but I think the really important factor of Web3 gaming is once you're bringing money into it and people earning within that game, the psychology of it taking away. It's a very interesting read, but that psychology of, does that take away the enjoyment of the game? And is that balance? I think that's the biggest challenge for these game developers
what's
at the moment.
What's going to be the most important thing? Is it the fun or the money that you earn?
Exactly.
Because people are doing bots to play for them, so they earn, but they don't really like the game.
Exactly, right? And it gives the developers a sort of false sense of enjoyment or security for what their game is doing. If a bot's playing, it's very different to a human coming in and going and playing and enjoying it, talking to his friends about it, getting his friends to come and play. So that goes into sort of our vetting process as well when we're looking at these titles. But I think we're getting there. It's going to take some time for the industry to one, fully come over, but two, for these developers to really find that great balance. We can help them with that by taking away the sort of financial gateway for someone to come into a game and needing to go purchase 3 or 4 or 5 NFTs to start playing. That's really where we can help these developers as well. People can still enjoy their game and not have to go and outlay money first, and they can still earn through it and still play.
I think that's important to gather the real crowd and get the players interested. It should be playable without money or wallets also, if you want to. And then if you learn later, you can collect your earnings.
And later. Exactly. And go purchase an NFT and earn it. But it's an interesting sort of, I think the next 1 to 2 years will be a big leap forward, but everyone's waiting to get out of this sort of bear market. We've seen this, I've seen this 4 or 5 times now. It's
going to be fun when it happens.
Right? It's going to be very fun. But these happen over cycles. So this is probably the 4th or 5th one that I've sort of gone through. I think it's an important time for us to be building and make sure that we're ready for when we get the next influx of new gamers come through.
And the good projects are staying on building, and the bad ones are leaving.
So and we've got like a very strong runway as well. So that's something for us to be able to, we can keep developing into the future. Yeah, this bear market isn't affecting us too badly. It's more affecting us from sort of the partnership discussions we have and the game developers yeah. So
maybe people have more time also to discuss stuff and
yeah,
build now because there's no
exactly
hype and other things to do. So that's good. You have to take both. Both bear and bull are good in their own ways.
Yeah, they all bring their own values to it.
Exactly. To the long-term projects anyway.
Exactly.
So guys, it was a pleasure hosting you, and I always I used to ask this question also, is there something that you never want to have on your pizza, or do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh, pineapple. I always get yeah, I love it. I don't know why. I don't know why people don't. I don't understand it, but pineapple on pizza is a refreshing ingredient
Great.
to have.
You're a yes.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the team?
Are you asking that because you guys do banana on your pizza?
Banana on my pizza? No, I don't do banana. Pineapple, yes, but banana, no, thank you.
I thought that was a Swedish thing, curry banana pizzas.
Is, yeah. It's weird. It's really weird.
No,
curry, banana, and chicken they have on one pizza.
Whoa, I'd try that. Banana and chocolate pizza is very good. I've had that before.
Okay.
But yeah, no, pineapple on pizza for sure. I'm a big vote for that. I think Sammy or Petey, what about you guys?
Yeah, I love pineapple on my pizza, bro. For sure.
Yeah, me as well.
Actually, can't believe we're not getting a no.
I'm on the other camp, man.
Yes?
I really hate pineapple on pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, I love kebab pizza though. That's just great. That's the one thing that I love getting in Sweden.
I like that too. That's one of my favorites in Sweden. Yeah, kebab pizza.
It has to have pepperoni. Has to have pepperoni.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, it's always on there. So
I could talk about pizza for much longer than that. For the rest of the day.
Okay, another AMA with pizzas maybe next time. Then we start with the pizza and see.
We open the VA pizza shop.
We had one here. Was it yesterday or the other day before? He said, "I actually have one pineapple pizza. I'm going to eat it now." He said, yeah, I did. That was so funny.
If it wasn't 1 a.m. where I am, I'd probably order a pizza now after all this discussion.
So go and get a pizza now before sleep.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming, guys. And I will give you the floor for closing statements if you want to say a few more words before we end this. So go ahead.
Yeah, look, thank you, Mary and Crypto Miners community for obviously having us and letting us sort of give the information on Virtual Alliance. If there are any questions, please do join our Telegram and Discord, and we can answer anything that we may not have been able to get to today. And we're very excited to get this project up and running in the next few months and help push this industry forward. Sammy, Petey, Bo.
They're eating pizza.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, yeah, I'm on. Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. We'll look forward to doing the next one with you.
Yeah, come back soon.
Sounds like a plan.
Before the launch.
Launch.
So we can
we'll
know
definitely.
everything. Every detail then. There was so many people who wanted to ask questions. I'm sorry, guys, I couldn't unmute all of you, but go ahead, visit their platforms, their socials to ask your questions there. And come back next time when we have them back soon, I hope.
Definitely.
So that's it for today, for this AMA. And good luck with the project. And I hope to see you soon again. And have a good wherever you are, guys. I'll see you soon.
You too. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year
Merry
as well.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
See you, Mary.